Okay, so I'm Rachel Schur, and I am from Schur Nutrition Science Consulting, and I'm also an adjunct professor at San Francisco State University. And I have emailed and interacted with many of you that I see on the list here, but I have been using the Veggie meter now for maybe about 5 years. And so this group has sort of come together in that time, and I'd like to ask Virginia to take a moment and introduce yourself as well, please.
I'm here. I don't see my camera popping up, but I'm Virginia Stage at East Carolina University in the Department of Nutrition Science. I've been working with the Veggie meter thanks to Stephanie Gilcott-Pitts, introducing that to me several years ago, and we primarily use it with younger children.
Great. And both Virginia and I will be managing the forum and running the back-end tech side today, which Virginia knows what she's doing. I am okay at this, so we'll do our best. So anyhow, we're very excited that everyone's here today. Just a brief background of how this collaborative actually got started. It really was that a few of us who are using the Veggie meter sort of found each other at conferences, primarily the ASN conference, and thought we have a lot of questions and it would be really nice if we could get together and start sharing tips and tricks. And that eventually led to the development of a protocol paper, as well as conversations about developing a website and a listserv, which we'll touch upon today, all with the goal of hopefully being able to maybe have a database one day where we can have data that helps us develop some sort of, I don't know, growth charts that give us information. We'll talk about this when we get into the Q&A portion. But anyway, let me just go through some of the general overview. So this is the inaugural Veggie Meter Forum. We will follow up today with a Google Forms questionnaire for you to complete, so we can ask about how often you'd like to see something like this. And this is the CARETS Collaborative, the Carotenoid Assessment Research with Reflection and Optical Spectroscopy Collaborative. Just some, I think this is you, Virginia.
Take over. Yeah. Before we get to our speakers, because we'll do a quick rundown of the agenda, I want to just remind you of a few housekeeping notes for those that are recently joining. Rachel probably covered a few of those notes when you came in. Please make sure to edit your name so we know who is in attendance. We do want to follow up to send speaker slides. And again, if you're just joining, it is being recorded. You probably got a little notification when you came in. Also, introduce yourself if you haven't already into the chat, your name, where you're from, etc. I just caught a typo on the slide. We were debating on the recording of the slide, recording of the session. It is being recorded. So even though the slide says it's not, it is being recorded. If you have questions as we go along, feel free to put those in a chat box. That'll be our virtual parking lot. And Rachel and I will try to keep an eye on that and address those either throughout or towards the end based on how time is. As I said, we'll be emailing all of the resources, and there is a survey at the end. So make sure that even if you have to hop off early, that you do the survey. We'll send out an email after the fact for those of you who missed the link. That survey will help us as we move forward to figure out what are the good next steps that we should take to continue the collaborative. And bump forward. So today's goals, we're going to talk briefly about what to expect for today, and you've got the agenda, so that'll give you some good details there. There are going to be 3 mini sessions that are focused on the Veggie meter. It says across the lifespan, but one of our speakers will also talk about the recently published protocol to guide use of the Veggie meter. We also have some hot topics to talk about. Thank you to those who submitted concerns, issues, questions that you've had about the Veggie meter, and I'm sure this forum and or just your experience with the Veggie meter will generate a lot more. That's why that survey at the end is really handy. Another place to pop those for future discussions, and then we'll also briefly talk about next steps for the collaborative.
So just a little bit of what to expect for today. So overall, the goal of the Carrots Collaborative, the goals are to provide a space to share research progress and plans, and a safe space where we can all share ideas without having to worry about sort of the safety of these novel ideas, to troubleshoot challenges that arise with the Veggie meter. As Virginia mentioned, we really appreciate the input we've already received, and we hope today will be the springboard for the next set of topics that we can discuss, and to brainstorm new research ideas and form new collaborations. So already this collaborative has led to people working together who had not yet been working together, but we also hope that potentially this could lead to the development of work groups where we can troubleshoot specific problems that arise. Perhaps if you're working with preschool age children, there could be a preschool work group, for example. And we don't know what those are going to be, but we really hope to have some lively discussion to lead to that.